Messages from across the universe. Can anyone imagine who I am channeling in this book?
Is it John Lennon?
It is John Lennon. I've been his personal spokesperson, along with Princess Diana, since about 2004. And he came to me. I was hosting a program on BBS Radio, putting out the words of Princess Diana for world peace. And I began working with another famous medium in Canada named Bob Murray. And so Bob, one day in an email, we had correspondence. He also channeled John, and he also channeled Diana. And we had corollary messages, and he was a regular guest on my program called The Peaceful Planet on BBS Radio. Now I'm going to bring something truly extraordinary to you that you will not have heard from anyone else tonight. And that is the words of John Lennon and George Harrison from the spirit realm, and it is corroborated with other famous mediums around the world. So I'm not joking when I'm saying that this is truly his work. And I can't really take credit for it, but my name is on the book because I can't claim for copyright purposes that this is really, I can't put John Lennon's name on the book because, you know, there's lawsuits out there if you're claiming anything to do with the Beatles. And so I've kept this book kind of under the rug for years and years. It's been published since about 2013 or 14. And I've gone on interviews all over the world with it, every continent, but I haven't been able to do book signings or do much with the spoken word because of the name. And I simply don't need that. But I think you'll enjoy this, this message that John had on his life as a Beatle. And by the way, John and George Harrison began collaborating after George transitioned to spirit. They began to get together, work in the studio. Everything in heaven is very much like here. So if you're wondering, you know, how it works over there, as a medium, I simply hear it internally. I don't see them, but I do get a visual impression, but it's not a visual thing. It's all through mental telepathy. But anyway, I'd like to share, I think, which is the most powerful message before I read some of their lyrics, which are really, truly poetry. And I think you'll recognize John in this message. So he was always the free spirit and radical one of the Beatles. And he was taken out of this world, but he wasn't going to let that stop him from still trying to get peace for the world and working on musical compositions. They both served as, you know, musicians on the other side. Now they're collaborating with David Bowie, and they performed for an orphanage on the other side called the DR, Shorts the Diaper Ranch, and they serve the children to uplift them because there's so many kids crossing over, you know, during these troubled times of wars and everything else. But here's John's words on Free Love, the Beatles, and BBS Radio. Dear John, well, I'm here on the page making contact. How is life on the other side? John, laughing. Pretty much the same, dear Marcia. George and I have been creating lots of new music and will be featuring on your great show, The Peaceful Planet. I got to thinking to ask Don to revise the music debut that we did so it comes in loud and clear, as he has said that it was barely audible. Now, Bob Murray composed the music and I wrote the lyrics to the songs. Bob Murray is a very famous Canadian medium who's since gone to the heavenly realms, but he was very talented and he did all kinds of different music from all of the stars on the other side. His books are called The Stars Still Shine. Continuing on then. John, yeah, at the very least that should be done so you do get noticed as you are going to go big. You keep telling me that, John. I suppose Bob Murray will go big since it's his music. I would like the lyrics out there in the mass consciousness. There's such a profound need for peace. We have Israel and Palestine on the verge of war and the North Korean dictator launching missiles on the 4th of July. This is John speaking. Seems to me that there are nations around the world that want aggressive military action besides the United States, which feels entitled to aggressive military action. Always peace. John, your message and your work couldn't be more important than now, especially since Diana's words can prevent war and terror on America. I am not a patriotic sort, as you know, and was the rebel spirit in the Beatles. But nonetheless, I don't want any more terror upon America, because America is the only free country among just a few. We had to go big in America as the Beatles, because that was where the future light workers of the Ascension would be. We had them in England too, the whole generation. But without the freedom there in America, there would never have been free love. Although it was Yoko night and our dream on the honeymoon, for God's sake, it caught on in America. And that is why so much channeling and work with angels is happening in America. America is the leader for all spiritual waves. And frankly, BBS Radio is the leader for radio in America. It's what every station should be. And every way perfect, the nebulae are shining bright beyond the sun. Beyond the sun and the stars are nebulae shining deep within the center of the cosmos. They are shining away, creating life and lives within a universe of time. Far away from us, yet close enough to see that there is more, so much more, that we could ever dream possible. Imagine that we're seeing something 500 million light years away. Shining in the star clusters at night, remembering 500,000 light years away, a speck of stardust shining out and singing for me and singing for you. A way of looking up and seeing the stars shining away in time, distant places within our solar system and beyond it. Remarkable in every way, that is how they shine forevermore.